welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this prestigious event. The most prestigious event of the year. Last year. Is this the third one now? Or is this the second?
Yeah. Third.
Is it the third one?
Yeah, because I was the deciding vote last year.
Yeah, I mean, you did the original one as well.
Did we? This third year of the prestigious event known as the Wrestling Fellas Awards. Woo! Yeah, welcome everyone to the Wrestling Fellas Awards. It's the one we always go on about because it's the one we enjoy the most. It's where me and John argue and Ted sits in the middle. However, this time we're doing it a little bit different. We are going to choose who our winner of each category is. And then you guys in the comment section below will choose who is the winner of that category. So each of us will have someone. So if it's the women's, everyone will have one woman each. If the two are the same, it'll just go down to the two people. And then if we all come to an agreement, we'll all come to an agreement. It is what it is, and that person wins. So
if not, it's a fight to the death.
It's a fight to the death, and me and John don't have to argue to the death to just try and agree.
I just want to let you know, guys, I was number 99 against the Gorilla. You're still here.
Scott, you got lucky. Scott Steiner put a shift against that Gorilla.
He did put in a shift, to be fair. He did his math and everything.
I went, Brock, sit down. I've got this now. It's fine. So you don't have to about
I've got to read you out the Scott Steiner post. I'll read it out after.
Yeah, we'll do it later. So, how this is going to work. We have categories for different certain awards. I'll read out the category. If you're like me, you have a few, and we'll read out our nominations and then who we actually choosing to go forward for it.
Oh, I've just put one.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm just extra. You know what I'm like. I'm extra.
I've done a couple, but that's just because I've picked them and then I'll pick my one.
Yeah.
Off it. That's the way I work. Some I've got one in. That's the way my brain works.
Well, you know what I'm like. I like going extra for some reason. So yeah, all right. Well, some of us will say out what we've got and then who the actual winner is of that category, the reason why, and then we will come to this video next week on main event, and we'll know who the winners are going forward.
So,
anything else, fellas?
Time frame, so people know the time frame, because they'll be like, why is that match included? And why is that one? So this is from. It does not include last year's Mania, so it's the Raw. No, it doesn't include the Raw, does it?
I don't think it did. I think we said the cutoff was the day after WrestleMania.
Right, so it does not include last year's WrestleMania. So it's from Mania last year all the way up to this year's Mania, which is included in the picks. So nothing prior to last year's Mania can be included, and everything up to this one can. Nothing after this Mania can be included.
Yeah. Cool. So we will start off with a category, and I will say the one we're going to start off with is my favourite category, Wanker of the Year. Now, the last 2 years, I put Tony Khan up for this. Is he going to go for it up again? We'll find out very soon. But Ted, who's your nomination for Wanker of the Year?
Am I still here? Because I seem to be.
Yeah.
You're
fine.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So my Wanker of the Year, I had a couple. I did have a couple.
That's not how it works.
Nah, yeah, don't worry like that.
All right, this makes this a little bit easier. No, I had Tony Khan, like Matt said, just for his treatment of the women's division. I had Jim Cornette for obvious reasons. I had Vince Russo for obvious reasons. But there was one shining person who was above everyone else. And I hope she never has anything to do with any wrestling promotion ever again. Sexy Red is my Wanker of the Year, because I haven't got a fucking clue why that clown is anywhere near any of something I enjoy.
This is why I like this. It's the rants. It's great. This is the rants of the year. It's fucking great.
So all I know her for, I don't know any of her music, and All I've seen online is that you're in a sex, and that gets you a WWE.
That literally cut off what you just said then. So I don't have to do that.
It literally cut it out. That was great. It literally.
So you're trying out sex? No, it doesn't do it.
It works for you.
Okay. But yeah, so that's
Sexy Red, yeah?
Yeah, Sexy Red.
Ted has got Sexy Red. John?
Hell, I could have made this really easy on myself and picked the same one I pick every year.
Yeah, you could have, to be fair.
And he is on my phone.
Oh, what a surprise.
But it's just, it automatically filled, when I put Wank of the Year, it auto-filled
Just
it.
came up with his name? No way.
Yeah, it just auto-filled it.
What,
so
CM Spunk or Phil Brooks?
No, they put his proper church name in.
Oh, he's put for
CM
wow. Phil Pepsi Brooks.
Yeah, Phil Pepsi Brooks. But that'd be too easy for me just to be repetitive doing that. It's just so easy. I've gone with the biggest melt of the year, Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I never even thought about Dave Meltzer. Never even thought about him.
Now, when me and Matt started out, we used to have John versus Meltzer, and it used to be quite interesting. And then recently, and do you know what? It suddenly went in like the other day, and that was after we were talking about his 5-star ratings. Like, what he get for Mania. He's fucking absolutely irrelevant in the world of wrestling right now.
Well, he's not to AEW because Tony pays him.
AEW, yeah, he's on the paycheck, but even AEW now have got to wise up on him a bit because the shit he's marking 5-star is it's the same shit. I said this on a very lengthy voice note to the fellas. He has a certain style of wrestling that he likes, and that is what he's scoring top marks on now. It's not on what quality of the match is, it's the certain style of wrestling, and he's a high fly. He's a fan of high flying spot wrestling.
Yeah, yes.
Because if you look over the history, Will Ospreay has more 5-star matches than WWE has in period.
And I love Will Ospreay, but he's not that good.
No. When he didn't 5-star, he 5-starred Io, Rhea, and Bianca. So it had spots in it for him. When he's not 5-star in matches like Stone Cold and Bret Hart, as much as
Macho Man and Steamboat.
Macho Man and Steamboat. The whole tribal warfare in the last 2 years, any one of them, he's not 5-starred in them. His choice in it is irrelevant. He needs to go away and realise, hang on a minute, there's more than just spot. And I love spot wrestling.
I love spot wrestling.
He does.
But you've got to look past it when you're trying to do some sort of a rating on it. You've got to be realistic. So my pick for Wank of the Year is Dave Meltzer.
Well, I didn't think of Dave Meltzer at all. I don't know why, because I go on about him.
Is Tony going for the 3-peat here? This is what I'm interested in.
I have a couple of nominations. I have The New Day.
Oh, yeah.
Turning on Big E. I have The Rock. Because he's a twat. Solo Sikoa for doing cosplay all year. Not the real tribal chief, we know. That's my Roman Reigns. Obviously, Tony Khan for everything he fucking does, just for breathing.
I feel like that's your punk one, though, for me. That is.
It's mate. When we do merch, Tony Cokehead Khan will be a t-shirt. I put Triple H in there for not putting the WWE Tag Team titles on WrestleMania, because that was absolute wankerish, considering what we got. That's the only reason. No other reason. He's been perfect in every single way. And I have Sexy Red, because I never want to see Sexy Red on my TV again. However, do I go for the person I've gone for the past 3 years and make it a 4-peat? I think I'm going to.
Sean has turned over a new leaf. He's not picked it.
I didn't pick him last year either. He always makes my list.
I'm fucking picking it. I don't give a shit. Tony Khan's in there. The decisions you make are fucking stupid. Look at your fucking company. Honest to God. So Tony Khan is my nomination. So we got Tony Khan by myself. Ted has Sexy Red. And John has Dave Meltzer. Because he is a fucking
I just want to say I don't have Sexy Red. Say I don't nothing to do with it. I don't be affiliated with it.
He does have Sexy Red.
I
heard she was in Japan when he was there. Just saying. I and she liked the toilet. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just going to break in there before we forget, because we will forget. Ted, we obviously have an award ceremony for predictions. Because we would have forgot, so I'm going to do it now while I remember. So, please, Ted, tell everyone the points and who has won the prediction league for the year, please.
So,
hang on, just before you start. Go on. I'm listening.
So, after WrestleMania, we knew we had a big task in his hands because Matt got some extra points. Back at Eliminate, it was back
Royal
at Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, because Ted doesn't know his knowledge. It's fine.
Yeah, and he got some extra points at the Survivor Series as well.
Again, Ted don't know his knowledge.
So it's we had a lot to do. I got 6. So John got 6 points.
6.
I got 7 points, and
for
Matt,
WrestleMania.
you also got 7 points for
Yes.
WrestleMania. Meaning the final scores on the doors were John in 3rd place with 98 points, Ted in 2nd with 104 legitimate points, no additions for answering questions, and then Matt winning on a technicality with 107.
No way. I just want to say thank you to the Academy. Thank you to my mother and father for giving birth to me. I never would have got here without them. I want to thank the YouTube people and the beautiful people that watch us know what I know what's going on about. Ted, fuck you. John, better luck next time. Yeah, boys. Unlucky! This looks shiny and bright around my shoulder. It's just come undone. It's fine. It is not the real one. It's a commemorative, but I haven't got the money for a real one. Oh, I could do with some money. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
I hate my life.
Ted is going to shine up his NXT title belt so it can go on this shoulder, and I can have both. Well, nice is that. And I've got to wear it. Have it on show for every pay-per-view that we do and every prediction video. Not a problem. I can do that. It's not an issue.
I'm doing it inside man within WWE and AEW.
Hey,
So I can't.
green shirt guys in my back pocket. You can't.
Fair enough.
But the champ is here. Sorry, boys. Anywho. Back to me being normal and not egotistical. What award do you want to go for next, boys?
Let's go. What the fuck is it?
So we've done Wanky of the Year. Do you want to do
Stupid Moment of the Year?
Stupid moment of the year. I've got plenty, so I'll let you guys go and then I'll say what I've got wrote down.
So I'm going to give you mine. So because mine is there was a late. It came in literally yesterday. It was confirmed. Came in the door at the last minute, and it has to go in for me. So my stupid moment of the year is people paying Mercedes Moné $99 to speak to an AI bot via text message. Whoever thinks that you're speaking to Mercedes Moné for $99 a month, you are the stupidest person of the year.
What?
And so you are going to be speaking to an AI bot.
Shit,
I'm sorry.
Fuck.
But yeah, and say that's my stupid moment of the year. Is
Now
Mercedes
normally
Moné.
we wouldn't let you have
fans.
that because it's the split. But however, because it's just that, I think we will. If it was anything more serious, then we'd be like, nah, you got to change it. But no, that is fine. Mercedes Moné charging $100 to speak to a bot and not her. John, who's your nomination?
I already have one for this one. Stupidest moment of the year.
Go on.
You fucking know it's coming.
Go on.
Jey Uso dropping the title.
Oh.
2 weeks after it. What did you think it was?
I'll tell you in a minute. Go on.
Jey Uso dropped the title 2 weeks after he done it.
Yeah,
Now,
that is on my list.
it pissed me off royally. And obviously, last night on Raw, he had a match with Seth Rollins. And I will be straight up and honest. You know what I feel about Seth, but if Seth Rollins had took that title off Jey last night, I would have been even more pissed.
Wow.
Because he has absolutely carried Raw for pretty much a year.
Yeah.
And all the fans are behind him. And to have his title taken off him in the IC just so he can go into the Survivor Series match without a title around his waist so Roman doesn't look less superior beside him because he's not got gold. Pissed me off. But then for him to drop the world title after being shafted at Mania for CM Punk would have pissed me off big time.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Massively. I don't think it's going to be like a 365-day him run, but I don't want 2 weeks.
No.
3 weeks.
No. He deserves more than that.
Way deserves more. He's doing a good job as a champion now as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. So the one I thought you were going to say is on my list here, which is the Battle of the Bracelet.
Oh no, man, that's a highlight of the year.
Yeah, it is to CM Punk. I also have The Rock counting down for no fucking reason at Bad Blood.
I forgot about these ones.
Yeah. Jey Uso winning the IC. Eh?
I struggled with this one. This is all I could think of. Now you're reminding me of all this
There
shit.
you go. See, Jey Uso winning
I'm
the
really
IC.
surprised that I'm not on the list for some of the stuff I've said this year.
Because you've got your video coming up. Don't you worry about that. Jey Uso winning the IC title and losing 2 weeks later. Saturday night's main event in December. Just that as a whole. Putting the title back on Trick for no reason. CM Punk costing Ethan Page. Because of the CW network. Yep. Drew winning Money in the Bank. No reason for it. DIY winning the titles and losing to the New Bloodline 2 weeks later. Judgment Day keeping all the tag titles for so long and not defending them. Titles being changed so close to Mania. The spiked bat. Oh, was this after or before Mania?
Which one? The one Mox?
The spiked bat into the back of Mox.
Before Mania.
Was it? Spiked bat into the back of Mox. Corey Graves getting moved to NXT and now we have to suffer with Joe on SmackDown. Baghead. Do I need to say anything else with Baghead?
Yeah.
And a needle in the mouth of Swerve.
That's stupid.
Fucking was. Not to you, but to me it was. However, my winner goes to the spike bat in the back of Mox. What stupid fucking idea that was. Could have killed him. Well, it could have fucking paralysed him for life. Any inch closer to a fucking nerve or spine. Done and dusted. See you in a bit. Bye. Then we won't be going, oh, what a great spot that is. Fucking stupid. Again, Tony Khan. Very close to putting the Battle of the Bracelet, I'm not gonna lie. Because what the fuck was that? However, the match at the end saved it, so. Anywho, but yeah, Ted, what did you go for again?
Money's text service.
Money's $100 service, however you want to call that. John has gone for Jey Uso losing the IC title within 2 weeks, and I have gone for the spiked bat into the back of Mox. So again, you're choosing the winners. Get them down in the comment section below. Let us know who wins that one. Ted, I'll let you choose next. Where do you want to go?
So we've had stupid moment, we've had wanker. Let's go on something with a little bit more prestige. Let's go for OMG moment of the year.
OMG. Cool. Do you want to kick us off, John? Use your nomination.
So I got a couple. So I've got the Cena heel turn.
Yeah.
Because no one's seen that coming. New Day turning on Big E.
Yep.
It's fuck New Day. I do have the bag with Brian. as well. And I have the whole match between Swerve and Page that night too with the needle. Curb stomp on the cinder blocks. You've got Mox's bump onto the bat as well. My winner. I'm gonna have to go with it. I'm gonna have to go with Big John turning heel. I think that's the biggest oh my god moment of the year. This year, absolutely.
Nice.
I'll go next because my OMG moment of the year is Cena turning on Cody. I didn't have that on my bingo card at all. It was a massive shock. It was sick to see. I've loved Cena's work up until Mania. Then we'll say less about the match, and then the after part's been really good. His stuff with Orton's been great as well. I'm really enjoying this John Cena.
Cool. I have Ted saying Bad Bunny's going to appear at every fucking pay-per-view. I also have Ted saying JD McDonough is going to be world champion.
That was last year.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it.
No, that was in last year's. Oh no, 10 on the Griffiths. Yeah, no, it's fine. It stays in.
I know. Thank you. I know. Champion, mate. Come on. I also have Ted saying Ricochet will be an AEW world champion when he goes. Just waiting for that. No, not.
Can I add one in mine? Just need to add one in mine.
Go on.
Ted putting Keith Lee in his top 10 of NXT.
Top 10 of NXT moments, yeah. I've missed that one off, thank you. Real ones. I have New Day breaking up. Owens, power driver, and Orton, because we've not seen a power driver in WWE for 15 years.
Oh, yeah, shit. Forgot about that.
The full bloodline back together again. Just that moment when they all stick the ones up. And I had goosebumps. And if you watch, or you can't, it went live on YouTube. If you were in that stream, you know how excited I was. The Hell in a Cell match between Drew and Punk, and how badly Drew was busted open. Joe Hendry turning up in NXT. And WrestleMania. The Netflix deal. Because we all thought, this is it. It's going to be shit, and their lives are going to be awful. Ethan Page winning the NXT title 4 weeks after he debuted. Bronson Reed jumping off War Games. Otis turning on Gable. JD breaking his ribs. Naomi gets attacked by Jade in Elimination Chamber, revealing who attacked her. Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. John Cena turning heel. Dom turning on Rhea at SummerSlam. Io Sky beating Rhea Ripley for the world title on Raw. Speed getting killed. Eh?
I did OMG that
Thank
one.
you there.
Why?
Speed getting killed. And Paul turns on Roman and Punk at WrestleMania. However,
I have another one just for your list because you obviously rattled them off. The Cody Kev ladder match.
yes, Cody Kev ladder match.
Followed up inside the ladders.
Yeah, definitely. I was very tempted to go for Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble because no one saw it coming. However, I think we have to go for John turning heel.
Definitely.
I think that is probably the biggest OMG moment of no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And Hogan came out and said it won't be bigger than what he did for the NWO. I get the argument because it was massive, but you're bigging yourself up there, mate. John Cena wouldn't turn around and go, "This is the biggest moment ever."
Get back in your box, Hogan.
Hogan's trying to tell people he's doing Steiner maths and he's saying he worked 400 days in a year. He's done Steiner maths. And his way was he'd red eye back from Japan and go back to Japan and wrestle. Fuck off, Hogan.
Exactly.
To
be fair, Hulk Hogan could have been the wanker of the year, to be fair. But yeah, John Cena turning heel, I think that's unanimous. I think we've all gone for that. Yeah, John Cena turning heel wins oh my god moment of the year. I will go next for, let's go feud of the year. Some great feuds over the past year.
I've got 3 for this.
I have a few.
You only have one winner.
Yeah.
I have a few, obviously, as usual. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll go first. So the 3 I have down, So this is where my list gets hypocritical because all I've done is this year is
The
shit on
fella's being
AEW.
hypocritical. Never.
All I've done is shit on AEW this year, but
I have
two
to
of the
say the
feuds
same,
of
to
the
be fair.
year is two of my feuds of the year are AEW feuds, and then there's one
Anyone
WWE.
one includes Will Ospreay. Go on.
So there is Liv versus Rhea is for the women's title.
Friday
We
Night
then
Live.
had Mariah May versus Tony Storm, and then the one that's going to be my actual pick is Will Ospreay versus Cal Fletcher. No, I'm kidding. It is Hangman versus Swerve. That rivalry was incredible, and there's been a moment this year that I couldn't fit it in anywhere, and I just want to talk about it here. This feud was such a great blood feud, and then Hangman came for Swerve a few months ago, and you're like, you deserve all the shit that you're getting, and then Swerve like screamed back at him and went, I know. And it was such a simple, it was such a little moment in the thing.
You may have missed that because I don't think you've watched it, have you? In a while, Matt.
Yeah, no, I watched that on YouTube.
And it was just a little moment, and it was the storytelling, the passion, and like it was so good. And so I just needed to talk, and yeah, I spoke about it a lot when it happened, and it was like it gave me like goosebumps. And say like because it was just so well put together, and the feud was just incredible. There's like a YouTube video of it. Like it breaks down the feud, and it's like a 3 hour video. I've like watched it a couple of times, and it's just an incredible feud from start to finish. It has to be feud of the year for me.
There's John.
So I've got Liv Rhea. I got Tony Storm, Mariah May. I got Punk and Seth, Punk and Drew. Kevin, anybody that aligned with Roman Reigns. So you take your pick there. I've got Paige and Swerve as well. I didn't have Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher. But it was a good one. But yeah, I think my winner, I think it has to be for me. I think I'm with you there, Ted. It's got to be Paige Swerve. I feel like that was a proper feud. You know, it's a feud of all times. It was they tried to kill each other to end it, and
Yeah,
I mean the whole thing gave Paige a new Titantron video. We burnt down Swerve's house. That was the moment for me. It's when Swerve bought his childhood home, and then the same night or the next week, Paige burned it down, sitting in front of it sipping whiskey.
yeah,
Iconic moment.
Yeah. I have Jack Perry, Darby Allin, Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, Nick Nemeth and Moose, Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman, Priest and Rhea versus the Judgment Day, Liv and Rhea, Seth v Punk v Drew, no, Seth v Punk v Roman, sorry, Punk and Drew, New Bloodline versus Old Bloodline, Tony Storm and Mariah May, because it's been incredible. However, the winner for me is Swerve and Page. It is Swerve and Page.
Making this easy for the people.
I know, yeah. Well, wait till we get to men's and women's. That's where it all kicks off.
Yeah, that's where it all breaks off. Yeah, that's where it breaks down.
Swerve and Page. It's as much as I shit on AEW because of just the storylines that dragging me in. That was a storyline that dragged me in. That's what I want now. Them kind of storylines. There isn't any of it in AEW at the moment that's really going, come and watch me to me, personally. I know obviously other people like yourself, John, have got things they like and watch and stuff. There's nothing at the moment that's shouting to me in AEW, come and watch me. And I think that was...
I feel with feuds in general, mate, across wrestling right now, there isn't any blood feuds anywhere right now.
I think there is between Seth and Punk, because it's legit. And they hate each other, and Drew and Punk at one time, because again they legit hate each other.
Yeah.
But they're doing it for business. But other than that, I agree. There's none there. But I mean, the storylines in WWE are probably pulling me more, probably because I am a WWE fan, But like when I think about it, when I look at AEW and I think what's actually dragging me in, there is nothing dragging me in there at the moment. Tony Storm every now and again goes, "Come and watch what I'm doing." Like I love her backstage interviews. I think she's fucking great.
It's so funny.
Honestly,
Like, it's so
when she was going through everyone in the Owen Hart tournament and how quick and witty she was with what she was saying, I fucking loved it. I thought that this is great. But yeah, no, Swerve and Page, blood feud, fucking amazing. That cage match was mint.
Yeah, well, it was sick.
Even though I didn't agree with the bag.
So the winner
That
of
week, that night.
Feud of the Year then is Hangman Adam Page versus
Yeah.
Swerve Strickland.
Yep.
I'll go next.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm trying to keep the more prestigious ones to the
Yeah.
end, so we'll go with who will have a breakout year.
This was a bit hard for me because everyone I originally put in my list, because I did this in December, have gone on and been done well already. So I've kind of had to change it and mix it up.
So I take this one as like, who do I think is gonna? They may. You can also look at it as they may be doing well, but who's gonna take that next step?
Yeah, the people I have already done that.
Yeah. So
So
I'll go
let's
first.
change
I've only
it.
got 3 on mine.
Yeah.
I've got Dirty Dom
Mhm.
because I think now the title around his waist, he's gonna take that next step up. And I think Dom going on his own, if the Judgment Day breaks up, it's going to finally take him away from Ray completely, and show he can do it. Plus, he's highly claimed by a lot of people backstage. Paul Heyman spoke highly of
Everyone loves
Cena
him,
did.
don't they?
Yeah, he's worked great and stuff. I think I did this kid last year, and I'll put him on the list every year until he does make a breakthrough. And Tony Khan needs to hurry up and do it and cash in on him. Hook, send in Hook, and then my third one is Anthony Bowens.
Oh, shout!
Ooh.
Fair play.
And I'm going to back Anthony Bowens as well on this one because
Okay.
Hook he's got ready to do it. Dom's already in there. I think Bowens he's a tag team wrestler going single now. And I think the following that Bowens has, because of obviously who Bowens is, being a very openly gay man, I think his backing could take him to levels if Tony Khan books him correctly. That's my issue with Bowens. It's Tony Khan books him correctly. Work him into TNT, take him from the TNT and put him into that world title slot, put a belt around his waist, and you've got a superstar.
No, definitely. Definitely. Ted?
So, yeah.
So my 3, one of them's in the biggest storyline on Raw right now. In Bron Breakker, that boy Bron Breakker. I think he's going to make a push towards main event, as saying challenging for the world title.
Is this before or after he's under Seth Rollins' feet?
This is where he gets out from under Seth eventually.
Okay.
Around Royal Rumble time. Then AEW. I have Hook, as say the same as John, and very similar to John. I'll put him on the list every year because Tony's got a diamond there, but he doesn't fucking know what to do with him sometimes.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
I do think Hook's only there because Taz is under contract.
Yeah, I agree.
100%. And
He'd be in
finally,
NXT, other words.
is a bit of a NJPW and AEW hybrid in Takeshita. And I am going to go with Takeshita.
Can you have Takeshita having a breakout year?
But it hasn't really. So I get where he's going. He's been good, but he's not gone to that.
I was gonna say, I'm spoiler alert, he's one of my wrestlers of the year. So I don't understand how you can have a breakout year.
I want to see. I think with everything that's going on in NJ right now, Takeshita will be the champion by Wrestle Kingdom.
The face of NJ and stuff. Yeah, he goes into. I think he means. I get.
So,
where I look at it, it's going into like the world champ, being a world champion.
So yeah, he's just gonna have. He's gonna hit the peak. He's gonna go up a level. He's at a fucking high level right now. I'd say, but I think he's gonna take it up another level. see him be one of the top stars across both companies.
Fairs. Okay. Again, I have a list. However, I'm not too plugged in with AEW, so I've only got a few AEW. So please don't everyone shout at me. I have Athena because of her stuff with lately with Mercedes Moné.
I'd love that to be true, but Tony don't know what.
And the other one I've got from AEW is Hook, as usual. The rest are all WWE, so please don't shoot me. It's just because I watch WWE more and I know more about it, mainly from NXT. I did have Jacob Fatu and Tiffany Stratton on here because I thought they'll probably do good this year. However, one's already in the United States and one's already beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, so I've took them off quickly. Ludwig Kaiser, I've got on there. I'd like to see Ludwig have a big run somewhere, whether it's on Raw or SmackDown, somewhere down there. Maybe back down to NXT to win the NXT title, give him some prestige and bring him back up. Don't know. Trick when he comes to the main roster. Ricky Saints get a push this year, considering how highly they think of him. Stephanie Vaquer, we've already seen her on Raw and how amazing she is in the ring. And get away from Booker T doing them stupid fucking awful commentary. Julia. And I'll put the other one in there as well. Roxanne.
Ever again. Don't do that noise ever again.
I was going to have worst commentator of the year, but I couldn't choose between Booker T, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross. I just couldn't choose out of all of them, so I thought we won't do commentator of the year. Where are we up to? Julia, Roxanne. I put Jay. This was back in December, by the way, so Joanne Evans is on there. However, I'm going to go with the person I've got here, and I don't think anyone will choose her. I'm going to go Jada Parker. I think with Cora gone, I think Cora gone, Gigi gone, Stephanie, Julie, and Roxanne are being called up. I think there's a big spot for her to be that main heel with Jordan Grace. And obviously, if you watch NXT, you know how good she is. You know how good she can perform. She's great. She's great on the mic as well. I personally think she's going to have a big year in NXT and be one of the ones next year to get called up.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out for someone for people to look out for if WWE use him. It's better than AEW, but I think if WWE use him correctly, he's going to blow people's socks off this year. Alpha Kingo.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I haven't put him in the list because we don't know the final.
We don't know what's going to happen with it, yeah.
And I don't want to, don't get me wrong, I think he can absolutely catapult off. But if WWE use him the right way, the breakout star this year will be El Vikingo.
Whether he's going to stay in AAA or go to WWE.
Yeah, that's the make and break on that one.
Yeah.
So I know, like I've said, Penta's the replacement, Ray Phoenix are the replacement for Rey Mysterio. El Vikingo for me is the replacement for Rey Mysterio.
I think
Penta. I'll stay with Penta and Ray Phoenix as the replacements. Yeah. Vikingo doesn't wrestle under a mask. That's the key thing there. If you wrestle under a mask, I probably agree with you. They need a mask wrestler to take over from Ray because the mask sells.
Penta and Ray.
What's the mask on at the minute? Are we back in stock on Penta masks, or are we still waiting into June?
No, loads, mate. Whose turn is it to choose? Ted's, is it? Or mine? Ted's?
It's me. We have...
Are we moving up to more prestigious ones now?
So I think we should go with, we've had breakout star, we've had feud, debut / return.
Right, I'll let you guys go first because I've got a list as long as my arm here.
Thank you.
I know who I'm choosing, but I'll let you guys go.
Go on, Ted, you picked it, you go first. Where you
go?
I already know what his is. I can tell you now, without him saying anything, it's going to be Kenny Omega. Ted, what's your return? Or debut?
Gabe Kidd, obviously. No,
okay.
Yeah, it's Kenny's return. I'd say I've never been...
I have a feeling John's is probably going to be the same. No.
I got emotional. It hit me in the feels. So I've been wanting to see this guy come back and be good. and I was so. It was a different kind. I worry about certain wrestlers. I worried about Daniel Bryan. I worried about Paige, and I was nervous about what they were going to be like when they came and wrestled. With Kenny, it was my worry. It was on a completely different scale because I wanted the guy to come back, but I didn't want him to be a shell of what he was. And Gabe Kidd, I love Gabe. I'm a massive fan of Gabe, but I didn't know if he was the right person for him to come back and fight. And this debut, when he came out and he had the different music, he had like this Final Fantasy S music, which as people that know me, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. As say, I've got figurines on my desk of Final Fantasy, so I love anything to really do with that. And then he had like this Final Fantasy esque entrance, and he just looked in phenomenal shape. And I'll not say any more because there's a spoiler. There's Kenny's going to be brought up in another category.
No. Wow.
Kenny's
Shit.
going to be brought up in another category. Yeah. So Kenny Omega is my return of the year as a slash debut of the year.
First, John.
So I do have Kenny on my list.
Okay.
So echo Ted's. I was scared that we'd never see Kenny wrestle again, and then he came back, and I was worried about how Kenny would wrestle. This put my mind to rest very quickly in that match. I have Penta's debut on Raw. I think Penta's debut is probably the best debut WWE's done in a very long time. The package for Penta has been amazing. I have Jacob Fatu arriving. It's just saying his name, it says it all, doesn't it? Jacob's just been shit hot since he's turned up. I mean, he's turned the whole storyline upside down because of how good he is.
Yep.
And I have the Wyatt 6 debut for all different emotional feels in a debut. Do I go with my head or do I go with my heart? I'm going to go with my heart, and it still puts the hairs on the back of my neck when I hear it. And we haven't seen him for a while, and as much as I'm on about him the other day, and I know when that music hits, it's going to do the same feels all over again. I'm picking debut of the year as the White 6 because he murdered the roster.
Yeah. Chad Gable had a bullet wound in his head.
Yeah, Chad Gable. He must have Wolverine's genes. But yeah, for me, the actual debut, I think the White 6 debut was perfect. Yeah. What they've done afterwards pisses me off.
Agreed.
But the White 6 debut was perfectly done.
Yeah, it was. It was. So, as usual, I've gone through the year and had a look at debuts and returns. I have Ray Phoenix debut on there. Penta's, Kenny's. I have MJF's at Double or Nothing last year.
Oh.
Triple H-esque return.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley debuting in AEW. Some of these are laughs. The Hardys return to TNA. Camille debuts in AEW. Only because it took him a year to do it. Stephanie Vaquer debuting in NXT. Julia debuting in NXT. Another funny one. Ricochet debuting in AEW because he's going to be a future AEW World Champion. Jimmy Uso's return. Sean Spears debut in I should say return to NXT. Ethan Page debut in NXT. Rhea Ripley's return, War Raiders return, Paul Heyman's return, Jacob Fatu debut, Motor City Machine Guns debut in WWE, Joe Hendry debuting in NXT, the White 6. However, I'm going with my winner, and that is at SummerSlam. My tribal chief, the head of the table. I'm not really. I'm gonna go with MJF. MJF's return at Double or Nothing was sick. It was so well done.
I listen to that music all the time as well. No, the fucking violin version of his music.
The build up, yeah,
So
like
sick.
the whole thing was so well done, and we knew he was going to return soon, but we just didn't know when. And then as soon as John obviously was doing the live at the time on his own, it was sick. It was so good. I was going to go Roman Reigns, and then when I thought about it, I thought, well, we knew he was returning anyway. It wasn't like a secret because we were all expecting him to return. So that's why I've gone MJF, because it was like, oh my god, kind of thing. Wyatt 6 was close as well, but MJF for me. Ted, you went Kenny, and John went Wyatt 6. So you guys choose MJF, Wyatt 6, or Kenny Omega. Cool. My turn next. We will go for pay-per-view of the year. Now, I struggled with WWE on the WWE side of this, because I feel like I know as much as I rip into, I always say it, AEW TV shit, but the pay-per-views are good. Whereas WWE TV is decent, and the pay-per-views can sometimes be lackluster and very predictable. So what have you guys got for pay-per-view of the year?
Right, mine's a Rogue One, and you're gonna probably all take the piss to say. Well, I think Matt.
Your opinion.
Matt
We will take the piss,
will get Matt will get my level.
Oh, okay, I know what it is now then.
Yeah, so when we started doing this thing, we started doing the lives. One of the lives that I've enjoyed the most, and it was just I was in such a good headspace at the time, and I really enjoyed the product. And it's NXT Heatwave.
Yeah.
Me and Matt had such a laugh on this stream. I had fun all the way through. And then for Ethan Page to win the NXT title at the end against Trick Williams, Jevion Evans, and Sean Spears, top this off, because I was pissed that he didn't win it the month prior, when he versed Trick in a 1v1. And I thought, never going to happen. They're not going to put the belt on. For it to happen, it was just a mint culmination. Roxanne Perez beat Lola Vice, where I thought Perez were going to lose and that'll win. Fraxium beat Chase University. It's nothing match.
Good match. No, that was good match. That was quality match.
That's a good one. That was the good one.
That's when we thought Chase U were being called up.
Yeah. How wrong we were on that one.
2 members left.
Yeah, Kalani Jordan and Sol Rucker were a banger of a match. Obafemi versus Wesley in a
Sick match.
Lance
That was
Chance
so
match
good.
was sick. It was so good. But yeah, it was such a sick card. So I'm going for NXT Heatwave. It's my personal favourite of the year.
Faz? John?
Yeah, so I thought what you said, mate. This one wasn't. You're trying to think of good for both of them. Like you say, WWE put on okay ones and good ones, and sometimes there. AEW normally put bangers on.
We won't speak about Revolution and Dynasty. We won't speak about the latest ones.
I was going to say the Revolution from last year though was.
Oh no, yeah, that was in March last year.
Was it? Oh,
yep.
I'll take that one out of the list. Don't mind. I have 2. So I have Elimination Chamber. It writes itself this year. Elimination Chamber. And it seems just the main event. Well, the women's match was really good too. Obviously with Jake.
Yeah, it was.
What she did. But the main event, the storyline just come off of it, and obviously John Cena's heel turn. Like that's the biggest thing. I've got this one is obviously because I was there as well. It helps it. All in last year.
Yeah.
Obviously the card, if you can see the card online, but like I got to see Daniel Bryan Bryan Danielson lift up another title before he retired. And I think just on the sheer fact because I was there and Revolution was last year because that was my winner.
That was what Sting retirement last year, wasn't it? Yeah, that was March last year. Yeah.
I'm gonna go all in, and it's just because I was there. and I had some good matches, and I got some questionable ones as well, though. But there were some good matches, and obviously, like I said, I got to see Bryan Danielson lift up a title. I didn't think I'd ever get the opportunity to do that. Not a big fan of him. I grew on me in the end of these last run, but I got to see that. And I got the match with Mara May and Tony Storm, and then there was a couple of good matches that night, like the Von Erichs and stuff were on the pre-show. But yeah, all in. But I know that is just down to because I was there.
Aye. Well, I did some scouting, and I'm torn between two. So I'm just going to get the card up for one of them. I had Wrestle Dynasty in January. Because I remember actually sitting there when you guys were streaming it, and I was talking in the chat, and I was like, I just enjoyed it. The Royal Rumble, just for the sheer factor of Jey Uso winning, and it was a shock. Elimination Chamber, as you said, you can't have not have that in one of your thoughts. SummerSlam for the sheer factor of Gunther winning the title, and Roman Reigns returning. A Double or Nothing. Thought Double or Nothing last year was great. NXT Heatwave is I put in there. TNA Rebellion. War Games. All Out. All In. And Backlash. In Lyon, France. So, I'm looking at the card of Backlash. Because I'm choosing between two. So, one of them is Backlash. And the Backlash card was the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and Orton. In a street fight. Bayley, Naomi and Tiff, which I remember being a very good match. Priest and Jay for the world title. Bianca and Jade versus the Kabuki Warriors. And Cody versus AJ, which we know how good that match was. My other one I'm thinking of is already been said by one of yous, and it is All In. Last year, All In was my pay-per-view of the year. I thought it was fantastic.
It was really good.
Mariah May, Tony Storm, Hook, Jericho, Young Bucks, Acclaimed, FTR, Christian Cage winning that shite gauntlet match. Which the future AEW World Champion Ricochet debuted in. Will Ospreay, MJF, Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker, Jack Perry, Darby Allin in a coffin match, and Bryan and Swerve. Yeah. What have you gone, Ted? You've gone Heatwave. I'm going to go Backlash. I'm going to make it difficult for the people. Got to choose one of the three. I was very close to putting All In, literally because that final match and Swerve and MJF was fucking mint.
Yeah.
The Battle Royale was good until the end.
Oh, we hated it, didn't we? We were sat there watching it going, what is this?
What is going on?
What is this? And it's not even to do with Ricochet, it was just like, what? Why? Being there will probably be different though.
Yeah.
When you get the entrances and stuff. So yeah, guys, you have got to pick between Backlash 2024, NXT Heatwave 2024, or All In 2024 in London. London.
Right.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. 5 left, sorry.
So I'm going to go in the order. So if I'm right here, we would go tag team, female, male, company.
We haven't done match.
Yep.
We've got match of the year to do as well.
We've got 5 left then.
Yeah.
Right, well,
match of the year would be next.
Would you go match here next, or would you go tag team?
What do you reckon, Ted?
I think tag team next.
Tag team? Let's do tag team.
I'd go match of the year before company of the year.
Okay, that's fine.
You have to do tag team next, yeah?
Yeah, go for it. I'll let you guys choose.
I have 2, and I only added one on just because they've come into my head, and they're not going to win it. But both of them from NXT. I feel like that's
nah. Please tell me you put one in. I think you have.
Please tell me you've done what I think you have.
So as ETC calls them, ham and eggs.
Yes.
I've got in there just off one match, Tank and Hank. I would love to say that, but I think for me, the only tag team that I don't watch NXT much, AEW's tag team division has been poor because the big guys have been off TV pretty much all year.
Yeah.
WWE's it's getting good again, and I know we've got the machine guns, we've got
SmackDown,
Street Profits and stuff like that over at SmackDown and DIY, but I think this tag team has been on everybody's mouth for the last 12 months, and I'm excited to see them on the main roster now, so I get to see them, and that's Fraction. I've not watched much, but from what I've seen and what they're making a big stir, and the fact that they've had matches against superstars themselves and stole the show, says it all. So yeah, my Fraction's my tag team of the year.
Ted,
you'd be very surprised to hear.
who was your original one?
No,
it wasn't. You rang me and asked me.
Oh, it was Street Profits.
Street Profits. You know the guys that haven't been on TV hardly till recently.
Street Profits were up there. DIY were on my mind. Motor Machine Guns were up there. AWIs, I couldn't think of any. I'll be honest, I couldn't think of anyone. Very similar to you, John. I struggled. The only one that popped into my mind was Cage and Brian Cage and.
Don't get it wrong, the Bucks have wrestled in this 12-month period, and so's FTR and stuff, but you can't
You haven't wrestled, you can't pick out a moment where you go, shit.
I mean, they only left after... When was it? They've been in Japan and England and all that stuff for better Bucks anyway, but I don't think you can argue a point for them, and they've done probably 6 appearances in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Probably more, but you know what I mean? You want to be looking at someone who's been consistent. For the year.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, I'm going to throw the Rogue One.
Go on.
I'm going to go Fraction.
You've got New Japan in it. Fucking hell. Go on.
So it is New Japan.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the War Dogs boys, the Drill Maloney and Clark Connors. Because they both broke out this last 12 months. Driller is now one of the best single superstars that New Japan have got. The feud is having with Shingo. The tag team match the ladder match they had at Wrestle Kingdom. Were very different. They don't do ladder matches in New Japan. It was a sick match from start to finish. So I am going to go with the War Dogs in Driller and Clark.
Well, we nearly had a full house. We had I've got Motor Machine Guns, DIY, the Hardys in TNA. Since they returned, they've just been non-stop fire. The System in TNA as well, with Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards. And I have got the Bucks for what they did to Tony Khan. However, my winner is Fraxium. You can't not. They have been so consistent. Every match they have had, whether it's on NXT or an NXT Premium Live event, or Raw, or SmackDown, or whether they faced, who was it? Axiom faced Gunther. Nathan Frazier faced Ray Phoenix on his debut.
Yeah.
And they haven't disappointed. Not once have I sat there. Last year we were like, oh, why have they won again? But when you sit here now, a year later, and go, that's why they keep winning. Because there was no one really to take over the tag titles for Axiom in NXT until recently. So, Fraxium for me wins it. There can't be anyone else. They just can't. I don't watch New Japan, so I can't put my 2 cents there. But AEW, like you said, I put the Bucks in there just because of what they did to Tony Khan. But other than that, I can't think of. I did have Private Party. I was iffing and ahhing, but they really didn't get a run with it. They won the titles and lost every week.
The only other one I could say that from AEW that had been really entertaining to watch last year, but they've not really gone anywhere. They've just run in on the spot. Is the Outrunners.
I was thinking the Outrunners as well, to be fair, but they fizzled out now, haven't they?
Yeah, but they've disappeared. They've not really. They didn't. And this is one of his issues, but we're not getting into it today because this is the award show. He doesn't book people that are naturally getting over properly.
Yeah.
And that's one of his issues. Look at Danhausen, Hook. But Yeah, the Outrunners are probably the only one I can think off the top of my head where you could argue, because even Bowens and Caster, um, they split halfway through the year.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
So you're going off the first half of the year, which they were banger matches because they were feuding with the Bang Bang Gang at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
So you did have bangers, but it's half the year gone. Fraction have been consistent. I don't watch TNA, NXT, and I've heard about them. I've had a look into why people banging on about them, and I've gone, shit, they're actually all right then.
Yeah. Fine. Tag team of the year. We've got Fraxium versus War Dogs. Am I right?
Yeah.
No, War Dogs. Cool.
Yeah.
Ted, where do you want to go next? Oh well, next is women of the year.
Female wrestler.
Female of the year.
Yeah.
you
I
got?
will go first on this one. I had a couple. I had Liv. I had Stephanie Vakir. Julia. Roxanne Perez. But my pick is Timeless. Toni Storm is my female superstar of the year. I know I give shit to Tony about booking the women's division. This is a happy accident. Like, well, I don't know if it's an accident, but he's like Tony's so over. Mariah May was the perfect villain for Toni Storm. As say, it's just fell in his lap. As say, it's not that he's booked this magically. He's let Tony and Mariah do their own thing, and they, for me, have booked perfection. And Toni Storm's just been absolutely smashing it and going from level to level all year. I'd say there were no one really close. I'd say apart from Liv, I'd probably say we're the closest to Tony. I'd say for over the course of the year.
So I have obviously Toni Storm, Liv Morgan, I got Mariah May, Chris Statlander and Willow. They've had good years too. I've got Mammy. I'll listen to have Mammy on there if it's a female wrestler. But my pick, I think she's been head and shoulders above the rest of them, and she's only just getting a credit now. To walk in as Mania as the female world heavyweight champion, take it from probably one of the most profiled female wrestler right now in Rhea Ripley a few weeks beforehand, so she can walk in. I think Io Sky's had an absolute stonker year, and I think we're gonna. It's the reign of Sky for now, and I think she's gonna go from leaps and bounds. I think Io is absolutely outstanding, and yeah, Io Sky is my pick.
Well, you can probably guess who I've gone with, but we'll get to that in a minute. I have a bunch of people. Masha Slamovich deserves a shout out for what she's doing in TNA. She's feuding with Tessa Blanchard, and it can't be easy with everyone groaning and shouting shit at Tessa.
No one wants to feud with Tessa at the moment.
Roxanne, obviously, for the work she's doing, not just in NXT, but on the main roster and Royal Rumble as well. John and Grace. Chris Statlander, I've got Willow, Mariah May, Stephanie Vakir, I have Bianca Belair. She's made Jade Cargill look okay. Io Sky, obviously has to be mentioned. Rhea Ripley has to be mentioned. Nia Jax, for the work she's put in over the past year. Come on, leaps and bounds. No one's mentioned this one. I'm very surprised. Chelsea Green.
Yeah,
Chelsea's fucking done amazing.
Yeah,
she was supposed to win the American US title at Survivor Series, and she got told last minute that it wasn't happening. And then they put it on her Saturday night's main event. And then she ran with that title till she just recently lost it to Zelina. Toni Storm, obviously, I say the one thing that probably saves that women's division is Toni Storm. Everything she does is gold. Tiffany Stratton, the year she's had is unreal. Money in the Bank, feuding with Nia Jax, cashing in on Nia Jax, and then beating Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Like, who beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania? However, I am really going for
That's me. I'd say that.
but
So
Becky Lynch.
yeah, exactly.
There's only Bailey. There's only one winner for me. She has won the Women's World Title, the Crown Jewel Championship, if you want to call that thing. She's won the Tag Team titles 4 times in the year. And she's made with the help of Dom, made Judgment Day relevant when it went shit. Liv Morgan. She's fucking done outstanding for the year, because considering Rhea was injured, and then she took time off with a, was it orbital bone? She got in. She injured.
Yes, Rhea's injury. Yeah.
Rhea was off for a couple of weeks. Then Liv. That feud obviously went on for a bit too long, and we weren't really asked in the end. But I think considering the ups and downs of Becky being not there, and then obviously Rhea being injured and stuff, bar Io, I think the 3 you'll probably put would be Liv, Io, Tony. But I'm going Liv.
Okay.
So it's Tony. It is that, in it. Tony, Io, Liv. So that's who you got to choose from, folks. Liv, Tony Storm, or Io Sky. John?
Male Wrestler of the Year.
Oh, the big one where we're going to have a discussion.
Oh.
We'll have a look.
We'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look.
So, well, you can rattle them off. Yeah, I think we've got lists between us. Right. So you got the obvious suspects. You got your Seth Rollins. You got your Roman Reigns. Your Cody Rhodes. Your Gunther's.
I just realised I've not got Seth on this list.
I've only got 3 names in mind, so I'm not going to rattle off everybody. The 3 people I've got in contention: Seth Rollins, considering he was injured and came back and carried on and banger after banger.
Yeah.
I've got Jay, because it's been a year of Jey Uso. He's been outstanding. And I've got Swerve Strickland.
Yep.
And I'm going with whose house?
Swerve
Strickland. I think Jay and Seth's had great years, and you guys are going to put other names in. They've had great years, but I think standout this year, Swerve's been absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing. With the matches, I mean, taking a needle to his fucking face. So, but we talked about the feud of the year, him and Paige. The work he's done in that. He worked with Daniel Bryan in All In. He's now working with Mox, and he's making Mox look relevant again in that title picture. Yeah, Swerve's the man.
My picks, I struggled for WWE, guys. In all honesty,
well, I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute. There's no reason to struggle. Don't you worry. Go
on. So I put Seth in there. Swerve Strickland, like John. Will Ospreay, I think, has to be mentioned. Feud he had with MJF, the work he's done with Carl Fletcher over the year, I'd say definitely puts him up there. Hangman Page, I'd say, deserves to be up there. He's feuded with Swerve. All his work he's done all this year has been fantastic. He's had banger after banger match-wise. You can't really go wrong with Hangman at the minute, firing on all cylinders. And I'm going to go... Swerve was my pick, but I'd rather give people the opportunity to vote for somebody else. So I am going to pick my boy, William Ospreay.
What a surprise. Yeah. Shock, horror.
And just for a spoiler, this is not a prediction, this is a spoiler. Next year's pick for Male Superstar of the Year for me
it'd be Zack Sabre Jr. Fucking hell.
It'd be Kenny Omega, because he's going to go on and have an absolute stellar year this year. That's my winner of next year's.
Okay. Well, I have a list as usual. Jey Uso. Gunther. I don't think you can mention the year without Gunther. Won the King of the Ring, and then won the World Heavyweight Championship. Drew McIntyre. Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn. Cody Rhodes. Held the title for a year. LA Knight. I think he's had a good year. Seth Rollins. I just put that in. Jacob Fatu. I think Jacob's had a great year since he debuted. Well, not a year. It's not even a year. And he's already had one of the main matches at WrestleMania that everyone was looking forward to. Trick. I think Trick's had a tremendous year in NXT.
Yeah, yes.
Consistent. It's only till recently we're like, right, you're just done now. Go up. Because I don't want to see you feud with anyone else in NXT now.
Yeah.
Bron Breakker, since he debuted on Raw, has just gone leaps and bounds. Damian Priest had that run with the world title. And as much as some of his matches weren't great, he still put the work in, even after losing the world title. Joe Hendry, I know you don't like him, John, but he's working TNA alone. Just take away NXT and WrestleMania. His work in TNA alone has been great throughout the year. Nick Nemeth is the same as well, and Moose. Adam Page, Takeshita, I've got on there. Every time I watch Takeshita in the ring, I enjoy it. I think he's great. Bryan Danielson, I know he retired. We don't know yet officially, but when he retired after All Out, was it?
Yeah, so
it was after because he won it All In. Did he lose it All Out or did he lose it full
no,
gear?
He won. He had
Wrestle Dream,
and then he lost it All Out. I think he took it from All Out.
I thought All Out was after All In.
Yeah, so he won it All In.
Yeah,
then it was Wrestle Dream. He defended it Wrestle Dream.
That's what I'm saying. So oh no, I thought it was literally All In, All Out Wrestle Dream. Because All Out was 2 weeks later, wasn't it?
Well, it must be that way then.
Yeah. I'm not 100%, but yeah, Bryan Danielson. Will Ospreay's got to be mentioned as much as he needs to lose a match on pay-per-view. Because he fucking does. And it's starting to get boring.
He'll lose this week.
He's not on pay-per-view.
Double or Nothing, he'll lose against Hangman.
Well, he needs to lose. I think his character needs it, and I think the crowd need it as well. I think he just needs that little bit of oomph about him. But my male superstar of the year is the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the reason we're all here today. No, it's not.
Are you okay?
It's not. I'm not doing a you. Fucking hell. It's Swerve. It's Swerve. It can't not be anyone else. No. Swerve has had such a fucking good year. Ran with the title, made AEW watchable as champion, not like what Moxley's doing now with Death Riders. I know it's not a Moxley, don't get me wrong, but like he brought people in to watch it. His match with Bryan at All In was incredible. His match with Paige at All Out, and then he kind of went off the bar a bit with Bobby Lashley. But he still put on a banger, and then Ricochet as well. Like, Swerve
has been great.
If there's anyone that WWE will want out of the entire AEW roster, it will be Swerve. Or any company, not just WWE. If any company go, right, I want one guy to headline my roster, Swerve's the guy. I know you've got Will, I know you've got Kenny, but you look at Swerve and you think, he's so young, but he's like a veteran.
That was. Yeah. I think if anybody was making a new company, they could pick somebody from there to be their.
I think it's Swerve.
Face. It'd be Swerve.
By miles.
Right now, the answer to the conundrum of Bryan Danielson. Sorry, he won it All In. He defended it All Out against Jet Perry.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
He got attacked at that, and then he lost at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got Swerve versus who did you go for? Oh, Will.
Will.
Swerve versus Will. AEW versus AEW. When you look at WWE's, there was literally a shout for probably two, and that's Gunther and Jay.
Yeah.
I know people will probably say, why have you not put Punk in there? He wrestled SummerSlam, Bad Blood, War Games,
Mania.
And if you go back to
Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. Oh, actually, no, he wrestled quite a
yeah,
lot.
but
Then, to be fair.
if you go back to when we had a bit of a rant about him and we touched on it, he's only really wrestled major matches. He hasn't done any light matches. If you get smaller matches where Swerve's wrestling near enough every other week and he's wrestling
No,
everybody.
I'm not. I'm not comparing him to Swerve. I'm
No,
just,
but I'm just saying
putting.
that for the people going wise,
Oh,
probably
okay.
mentioned, he's really only been a pay-per-view wrestler for the last 12 months.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, and then Roman. I can't mention Roman. Like, as much as I want to, and I love him. Like, out of all the matches he's had since he's been back, the only two I've enjoyed is War Games and WrestleMania. And I can't really sit here and go, yeah, Roman deserves to be on the list, because he doesn't.
And that's the issue when you're a part-time wrestler, unfortunately, like Roman, is you do come back and put bangers on, but
It's very
you don't
scarce.
fall behind. Yeah, it's very scary. But you don't fall behind, but you sort of, when you've got people putting out, like, they're going out and just wrestling every week, it's hard to argue against them people. I get it. If Seth was in the same place, mate, I wouldn't have done it with Seth. I wouldn't have included Seth on the list. As much as I absolutely love Seth, I couldn't argue the point for him because when you're putting up against the likes of Swerve and Gunther and Jay, who's on shows week in, week out, continuously storyline, helping people get over. Swerve got Ricochet over for a little while.
Yeah.
It says everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Match of the year.
The big one. I have a full list again. So I'll let you guys go.
Have you got one?
I have a couple, but I know what I'm picking. So I have MJF versus Will Ospreay, All In, as he was on there. Mariah May versus Tony Storm, the final Hollywood match, or whatever it was called, the Hollywood Brawl one, the one that finished it. But there's only one match which made me tear up. Well, no, and Daniel Bryan and Swerve is in there, but the one that made it's Kenny coming back, showing all the haters, all the doubters that he can still go to the best of his ability. Versus Gabe, and it said it all with Tanner crying at ringside. They say after the match at how proud he was.
I heard he trapped his finger. That's why he was crying.
Yeah.
So did I. In my room, it were a bit dusty, so that's why my eyes were watering.
I got up at 10 o'clock in the morning to watch the pay-per-view just to see this match.
But it was done by dinner time. It was great.
Yeah, it was.
We had to get up at 7, but we were done by 12. We were done and out. We could crack on with this day. But it has to be Kenny versus Gabe for me. It was just an absolute rumble of a match. They went back and forth. Kenny did all his normal tricks. He made it. Kenny looked like the Kenny from about 5 years ago prior to AEW. He just looked like he were on fire, and he's not pressed. He literally pressed play there, and since that point, he's just been having banger after banger after banger. The Speedball and Ricochet match was going to be up there as well. It's a Swerve. I mean, not Swerve. Kenny.
Ricochet match of the year.
And Ricochet. It was a really
future
good match,
world champion.
Mate, that match was sick.
It went on for far too fucking long.
It went on for too long in the end.
There was too many fucking false finishes.
It was a great match. And I'll hear nothing of that.
They fucking will.
But yeah, yeah, it was such a great. But yeah, back to the match itself though. Kenny's just been on point since January. Next year he'll be my superstar of the year.
I thought it was well. You said Will was next year and the year after as well.
No, I didn't. I said Kenny. All I said is Kenny.
You said Will.
I said Kenny.
He said Will's this year's, and then
Yeah.
prediction. No, it's not a. Oh, I mean, he said his prediction for next year will be Kenny's.
Oh, I thought he said it's not a prediction. It's Spoiler will be next year as well.
No.
It was
Kenny's.
All right, Ted. Fucking hell, defensive, mate. Okay, no.
Don't-
My
won't
match
be,
is.
mate.
Fucking will do. Ricochet World Champion bullshit. Hank and Tank versus Fraxium at Stand and Deliver. Had to put a 9 there. Mate, fucking banger.
Big ham and eggs.
Obafemi and Moose at NXT Roadblock.
Fair.
Stephanie Vicky Julia at Roadblock. Tony Storm and Mariah May, Revolution. Kenny and Gabe. Gunther and Orton at Bash in Berlin. Bronson, Reed and Strowman. Falls Count Anywhere on Raw. Jay and Bron Breakker when Jay won the Intercontinental title. Wesley and Zachary Wentz. No Mercy. Mustafa Ali and Ace Austin under Siege. Trick v Page v Ethan versus Sean Spears at Heatwave. Wasn't mentioned by Ted, by the way, but it's pay-per-view of the year, just saying. Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page, NXT No Mercy. Josh Alexander and Hammerstone, TNA Rebellion. Nick Nemeth and Moose, TNA Rebellion. Adam Copeland, Malachi Black, Double or Nothing. Barbed Wire Steel Cage match.
Yes.
With Gangrel coming out.
Yeah.
MJF, Will Ospreay, AEW All In. Chris Statlander, Mercedes Moné. Probably Mercedes Moné's only decent match at Full Gear. Swerve v Page, All Out. Swerve v Will Ospreay, Forbidden Door. Bryan Danielson versus Swerve, AEW All In. EO versus Liv at Saturday night's main event. Triple Threat ladder match for the tag titles last September. Bloodline versus Street Profits versus DIY. Sammy versus Bronson versus Gable. King of the Ring. Orton Owens versus Bloodline Backlash War Games. CM Punk versus Drew. And AJ versus Coda.
Yeah.
My match of the year is Hank and Tank versus Fraxium. Get in, boys. No. I'm going to go CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. And I don't know whether I want to change it or not, because I'm really tempted to put Swerve and Page. This is the only one I've not chose. I thought I'll choose it on the day. No, I'll go Brian and Swerve at All In.
Sticking on that one?
Yeah.
So I've got on my list. I need to take one out because I've got the Sting Darby Allin versus the Bucks retirement.
Okay.
So no.
You had that last year.
I've got Omega Kid. I got Brian Swerve All In. I got Ospreay and Kate at Kyle Fletcher, the cage match. I've got Swerve Page, the cage match. I've got one that no one's mentioned. And you probably won't mention it, Matt, because I've got PTSD still from it. The Triple Threat from WrestleMania.
Did I not? I've got two I've not mentioned. I've got that.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I've got that and the other Triple Threat at WrestleMania.
Yeah. You got the men's and the females Triple Threats at WrestleMania. You got the Elimination Chamber match, the men's Elimination Chamber match for the finish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of any more off the top of my head.
I did have TLC, but then realised that that's the cut-off, so I couldn't.
I am torn. I'll let you into my thinking. I am torn between Gabe, Kib, and Omega, Swerve and Page, and a Triple Threat Mania, the men's Triple Threat Mania.
Remember how much you enjoyed that?
But remember that Seth Rollins.
So this is
and Paul Heyman,
right? Kenny's return was absolutely amazing, and it was an absolute banger of a match. So was the Swerve, and so each one of these matches give me something different to enjoy. So Kenny coming back, give me an absolute wrestle match, and it showed me he can still go. Swerve and Page fed my need for that little bit more of the extreme every now and then the Triple Threat gave me story. It gave me depth. It gave me CM Punk being low blowed by his best friend.
Yeah, remember that as well when you choose it. Remember that. CM Punk getting low blowed at WrestleMania in his main event.
So to be different, I am gonna go with the triple threat at WrestleMania, where the wisest man of them all, Paul Heyman, stabbed his best friend in the back.
That's
His
wise,
tribal chief, the one he had made from being a little puppy dog,
you fucking didn't.
into the tribal chief.
They
That promo last night was great.
plucked him from the Isle of Irrelevancy and made him the man that he was.
That promo last night, but that was great. That's where I got that from.
Yeah.
And aligned himself with the greatest wrestler of all time, Seth freaking Rollins. Yes, I will go with a triple threat match at WrestleMania.
John, there's one that we've missed.
What's that?
And me and you said it was like when we watched it the first time. We said it was like one of the best. It all got overshadowed quite quickly. Takeshita versus Ishii at Dynasty.
Yes, that was a brawl though. That was an all-out brawl match. That was a very good match. Yes, but then like you said, it got very forgotten about very quickly because I'm sure Kenny followed it.
Yeah, Kenny came out afterwards.
Yeah.
It's just
to be honest, it was between them three. I think the WrestleMania match for me this year is the one that steals it.
Fair. So you've got Kenny Omega, Gabe. Was it? That was right, wasn't it? Yeah. I went for Bryan Danielson and Swerve All In, and John went for the triple threat at WrestleMania. You guys choose in the comment section below. Last but not least, it is promotion of the year.
This is a tough one.
So, this is tough because obviously there's other companies as well. We're obviously it's probably gonna be out of two of them, but we have got TNA, New Japan, Stardom, stuff like that, NWA, GCW. However, it's probably gonna be one of the two. Let's face it.
So, can I just get this right? So, because I think I've messed up here with what you've just said.
Right.
So I've put NXT as my promotion of the year. Or would that be WWE?
NXT is not a promotion. WWE is the promotion. NXT is a brand underneath.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I messed up there. So, but yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So obviously there's no list for me to go through. So I'll go first for once. This is so hard because I always say AEW put on pay-per-view bangers, but TV shows suck. WWE is a little hard this year. As much as we were coming off WrestleMania and how good WrestleMania was, it kind of fizzled out. I know Backlash was great, don't get me wrong, and Bash in Berlin was good, and Elimination Chamber. I'm probably gonna go WWE. It's a shock horror. It's like Ted with Kenny. I can tell you, I could probably tell you other people are going with, but no, I'm gonna go WWE. AEW for me, I keep saying it, have not, bar the Swerve stuff, has not dragged me into anything. I thought Cope would do it. Cope hasn't dragged me in. I'm hoping if someone like Cora Jade goes out of Shayna, I'm hoping they'll drag me in. Because I'd be very intrigued to see what Shayna does down there. Although from rumours I've read today, Shayna's best mate's going back to WWE. I'm going to go WWE. I've just enjoyed it more. Whether that's me being a mark, as people call it, or whatever, I just have enjoyed it more.
I get it. We get it. So, for me, it's a tough one because, like you've just said, AEW put on absolute banger pay-per-views. There's probably been a handful that have been meh this year.
Yeah.
WWE put on great weekly TV shows, and the pay-per-views have been a bit hit and miss.
Yep.
I mean, it's been. I think as well for me, AEW is less predictable than WWE is right now. Obviously, we say it on the prediction videos. We say it on the
last
videos.
The last two have been predictable for AEW.
Yeah. It is. It's shit. If we got consistency with AEW on the TV, and but then it's WWE consistent. If WWE picked up the pay per view work, we're still in the same boat. But I'd be lying to myself if I didn't pick this one for the winner, just because they have had a better year. No shadow of doubt. The people that's debuted for them,
Yeah.
what they've put out and the way they're packaging people, they have weaknesses, but it's not a single weakness that's killing it. It's a show. They've not Tag teams are not being shown properly on one show, but they're great on the other. The women are better on one place than they are the other. And I'm taking in NXT into consideration here as well. WWE have got to be the promotion of the year, and it's consistent. That's what it is for me. It's the consistency to put out good stuff. Yes, it's hit and miss sometimes, but it's consistently good. They've got something there every week to draw me in.
Yeah.
And that's why I've gone with WWE this year.
Fairs.
So
New Japan, Ted?
So I'd love to sit here and say New Japan, but I just can't. They've had moments this year that's been really good, but the overall company at the minute is in a shambles. I just don't know what's going on, so I can't unfortunately back New Japan. AEW, I've been too critical on AEW this year for me to pick AEW. There's just too many problems in AEW right now. So yeah, I want the company that started 5 years ago, not what I'm seeing now. Don't get me wrong, I love Will. I like bits of what's going on, but it's just this Death Riders thing's just killing it for me. It's literally killed the back end of the year.
I wouldn't say it's the Death Riders, and people are probably going to come at me here, but it's like, for me, and I hate to say because he's really good when he wrestles, but it's the likes of Will and Mercedes Moné. You put Will in a match, you're pretty much predicting a win, unless it's a feud they want to build on for a while. Will's winning, so Will goes up in a few months' time against the world champion. He's winning. Mercedes Moné is winning, and he's putting too much hope on these big names. And like he said, it's lost what the 6 years ago the company was made for.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'd say that's my. I'd say so. I'm gonna go with WWE.
I don't even think it's.
With,
Sorry, mate. Go on.
I was gonna go with NXT as a solo brand, due to they've smashed it. The debuts, the women's roster down there is the best. That's in any brand. I think. Raw's catching up with EO. I say, but the work that NXT have done this year in the women's division has been sick from start to finish. But yeah, it goes without saying, like WWE have been the better brand this year, 100%. Well, promotion, sorry, this year.
Yeah, I mean, going back to AEW, I know we can do it. We've done a whole videos on it and stuff, but I think it's just a bunch of everything. It's women's division not being booked right, Will and Mercedes not being booked to win all the time and not losing. Titles on the wrong people, too many titles, storylines not lasting, no storyline build up. There's so many things that, and I know I'm not sitting there and saying WWE's perfect. Tag division's shit on Raw. They've just released a load of people that they could be using for the mid card women's titles. So WWE aren't perfect as well, and the pay per views are on and off. Whether you get a good one or not is on and off.
Yeah.
But like, I can't sit here and go, I've enjoyed like AEW the promotion of the year when all I've done all year is shit on it because it's not dragged me into anything. Bar Swerve. I think.
Yeah, Swerve's been the only thing I've liked.
Yeah, Swerve's been good. Tony Storm has been a light for AEW. I think Tony Storm and Mariah May. I think them two. To be fair, Willow and Chris Statlander, them four have really put work in to make the try and make the women's division something. Britt Baker's gone AWOL, and Mercedes Moné has got every single title that she needs to hold at the moment and can't lose. Tag division's non-existent. Fucking gone.
Who's got that's it. I watch it week in week.
Bobby
I can't tell
Lashley.
who's got the tag. Oh, that's it. There you go.
We hurt people. And then that storyline with MJF. Like, why is MJF trying to join them? I know there's obviously going to be shenanigans and stuff, but like,
it's history between him and MVP. That's what
I know,
is.
but I mean, like, it's not a good
He
story.
He doesn't need it.
It's boring now. Like,
But the thing is, I think because he gets these WWE superstars in, like Bobby in, and he throws the money at them, and he throws it at them, and that's his issue, is he's backing the wrong people.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, get them in, put them in, and have them put Bobby in amongst you top guys, and Sheldon and whatever. That's fine, put them in there, but don't throw everything at them.
Yeah.
So like you say, you got Mercedes Moné, who can't seem to lose right now. So her holding all the belts is killing everybody else in the female division, barring Toni Storm, because she's on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah.
but but after All In or Double or Nothing, that could be Mercedes Moné going for that belt.
This is it. He's killing his division. To have his top guys not be on TV for 6 months of the year.
To not have his world championship on TV.
To not see his gold. But at the flip side, though, there's things in WWE that...
Yeah, I said it. Same thing.
Jey Uso losing the title 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
Like, poor booking. Sammy not getting anything on his waist this year. Daft booking.
He did. He have the Intercontinental.
I mean, as well. I mean, the IC title.
Oh, right, after it. Yeah.
Afterwards there. Cody's run, as much as it hasn't been the greatest run, but that wasn't Cody's fault. That was
the writing.
lack of talent, the writing there that was put there for him. His run got good when he started getting Kevin Owens. There's daft little things like say SmackDown's tag team division, shit's hot. Raw's doesn't exist. The women's division, Raw's has been really good. SmackDown's, it's been all right. Tiffy's made it decent with Nia in the second half of the year. But they both have their own issues, but you can, unfortunately, and I get there's diehard AEW fans, diehard WWE guys out there that will fight their corners. But hand on heart, if you're somebody that watches everything that you cannot say WWE's not had the bigger year. The Netflix deal just says it all.
Yeah.
It just says it all. The numbers they're doing on Netflix. Look at the people they've brought in. I mean, they're stealing talent left, right, and centre, right under Tony's nose. They're getting people to sign.
Tony fumbled.
I mean, and I'm not. You can talk Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints. Ethan Page was a big one for me as well. Ethan deserves more TV time. He's getting WWE. Penta went from being an average tag team wrestler in AEW when he shouldn't have been to being a superstar in one night.
Yeah.
Well, we said this, didn't we, with Penta? Like,
he slept on Penta and Ray by keeping them together constantly. That was the issue there.
Yeah, exactly. You just look at Ray's.
One got injured, the other one was off TV. They're so stuck. But hey, we got another year to go. You might turn it around. They're starting to turn over numbers here.
Well, that's another thing. Like Ted said at one point that WWE will probably struggle to sell the tickets because of how the prices were. They literally are not struggling at all. Not one bit. Not pay-per-view, not Raw, not SmackDown, not NXT. They're not struggling. Whereas AEW struggled for a bit with selling tickets because they were choosing the wrong arenas. But they were struggling.
I think in the UK market, WWE struggled a little bit because Clash didn't sell.
It's the other way around. AEW are great in the UK, although they did what WWE did last year and lied about numbers. They all do that anyway, so that's not different.
I think in the European market, they priced themselves out of it. But that's not WWE. People got to remember that's TKO, the guys that book UFC.
I don't think it's all Europe though, because you saw Paris last year or Berlin, and it was sold out. and they were loud. I think that's us. We're sold out. We're like struggling with the prices because there's no way you're telling me Backlash was half sold out.
I think if you think logically about them ones, is that's their first pay-per-view in years. Look at us at Clash. It's sold out.
That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah, but if they go back and keep doing a pay-per-view there or shows, and it might not be, but like there's a decision. Having Clash in the Castle in Scotland, Hydro, a very small arena, because in the last one was in the Principality, one of the biggest arenas in the UK, and it didn't sell out.
Yeah.
But no, look, this year we could sat here next year and it could be a different conversation. We don't know because that's what wrestling is. Looks like numbers are starting to go up in the right places for both of them. It's just to see who does the better job.
£194 for fucking Forbidden Door is wild.
Anyway,
I don't think it is, but we'll talk about it in a minute.
I've got it in front of me here. £194.20.
He thinks the price is okay. That's the awards. So you guys get to choose. I will put in at the end of this video what you are choosing, just so you know, because I can't remember what's going on. Like I'll talk to the fellas afterwards and I'll get it down. Put it in the comment section below who wins each, please, and then we'll come back to it next week when we do main event next Tuesday, and have a conversation. We also want to know from you guys some ideas. What we do GM mode, we do Ted do showcase. John does My Rise. We do top 5. Do you want to see anything else from us? What would you like to see? Would you like to see, news roundups or, talking about other things or do other shows? Let us know in the comment section below. We can only do what you tell us. As always, like, subscribe, share. Go over to TikTok, Facebook, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Instagram. We are Wrestling Fellas everywhere. So please go and subscribe or follow us on all of them. Backlash this weekend. Come and join us for Backlash. And as usual, I'm not live for NXT or SmackDown, so don't go into the TikTok expecting I'm live because I will not be there. However, we are going to start doing little roundups of what happened on the show the day after, or straight after the show, depending on when it is. So come and join us for that. Anything else I've missed? Discord links in the description. Please join us in the Discord. Come and have a chat with us. We have ETC talking to us through the speech bubble here. Anything else, fellas?
That's it.
No.
Awesome. Top 5 Thursday, predictions Saturday, and this will be out on the Sunday as well. So come and join us on Sunday for the or come and join us next week for main event. Appreciate it all. Thank you very much. We're here for another year of the fellas. I am your winner of the prediction league as well. Do not forget about that. The champ is here. We'll see you all next time. Peace.